Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Jim MacLeod. Jim is a designer turned marketer with 25 years experience across agencies, startups, and billion-dollar brands. He has led strategy in tech, higher education, and retail, built award-winning in-house teams and improved presence. He is director at Intellect, co-founder and CEO of Ebrius, and author of The Visual Marketer. Jim, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you for having me.
You're extremely welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Jim?
I am about an hour north of Boston. I'm in southern New Hampshire in the United States.
Fantastic. A lovely part of the world, I believe.
It's a little snowy right now, but yes, it's usually nice.
This made me shiver. All right, perhaps we should move on from that and do the questions instead. Shall I get the clock up on the screen?
Great.
Okay, perfect. And there it goes. Jim, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is a smaller to medium-sized business that has been going along and it's at an inflection point where they need to improve what they're doing and grow into a bigger audience. So a lot of times I will work with them to figure out, okay, they've got a good product. Now, how do we get that into the eyes and the awareness of their potential buyers?
Okay, perfect. Very eloquently said and very clear. That's what I'll be like for that question. So what exactly then is the problem or problems, I imagine there's more than one, that you solve for them?
The big thing is a lot of these businesses don't necessarily know how to tell their brand story. So a lot of them that are product focused say, we've got this great product, you should buy it. What they're missing is kind of that backwards engineering of, you've got this problem and this product can solve that. So a lot of times what I do is I try to help with their branding, be it their visual branding, their story branding, and kind of pull everything together to tell a cohesive story so that their potential audience understands why they actually need that product rather than somebody saying, I've got this product and it's amazing.
Fantastic. Okay, that's very clear again. No, I don't have any questions on that because you explained that extremely well. But what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to go somewhere at least towards solving this problem for themselves?
First things first, I would say come up with the brand style guide. This will determine and define what your logo is, your typeface, your colors, your visual treatments that you're going to have on your photos or your illustrations or whatever your visuals are going to look like. But then it'll also focus on the writing side of things too. What is the voice that you want to portray? Oftentimes I say, think of somebody that is good at speaking and use their voice in everything you do when you're writing. Once you have that style guide together, it becomes much easier to produce additional assets and kind of build out a library. And you'll see over time that library is actually telling a cohesive story because everything has the same foundation underneath.
Fantastic. I think I once did that and thought of using Kermit the Frog, but I realized that might be a ridiculous thing to do. So I had another thing to think on that. But I understand what you're saying perfectly, and you said it again very well. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, and I say a little bit, I've only given you 3 minutes, but let's dive briefly now into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. So Jim, could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
I say track your projects. If you're just living out of your inbox or your text message inbox, it you're going to miss things. Things are going to fall through the cracks. So I use Notion for my project management. And it's a great way. I have a Kanban board and broken up by clients and different projects that are going on with those clients and the different tasks within those projects. So I keep track of everything. And what I've actually done recently is I've used Claude Code, or I've used Claude to connect my Gmail and my HubSpot and my Notion and a couple other systems so that everything is centralized. And I'm able to talk to Claude and say, where are we with this particular project? And it'll check my inbox and it'll check the project management going on within Notion. And I can actually see, am I missing anything? Do I have a deadline coming up? What's due in the next couple of days? Because sometimes, I'll be like, okay, I've got I used to work on mental checklists of like, all right, I need to deliver this for this client, this for this client. And then over time, once I kind of got busier, things didn't necessarily fall through the cracks, but then it was all of a sudden where I was like, oh, this is due today. And I have to scramble to get something done. So using these things and actually spending the time to build these systems really helped me because now I can just quickly glance and see what projects do I have due today, what are due tomorrow, where am I waiting for reviews, where I have to send a reminder, kind of like, hey, if you want to hit this deadline in 2 weeks, we're going to need approval now to kind of keep these things moving forward. And that's been very beneficial for me and my business and then the clients at the end.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm fairly new to Notion and I'm still discovering it. Incredibly powerful tool, incredibly powerful.
It is.
And I'm just on the free version. Are you using the free or the upgraded one for what you're
I'm
describing
on the
there?
free version too. And
Oh,
one of the great things is because I'm using Claude to kind of help
hmm.
me build these things. A lot of times when I'll ask it, how do I build this? It will then say, oh, well, you do this, this, and this. And then I have to remind it, I'm on the free plan. It's like, okay, well, here's how you do it on the free plan.
Yeah,
So because
brilliant.
a lot of those support things will say, oh, upgrade to this, and then you'll get these, but there are often workarounds for that.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't mind about the cost, but they all add up.
Hmm.
And what I was really getting at there was you're describing a functionality that is available to people, and they don't need to be looking at the upgrades to do it. So that will save some time if they
Absolutely.
haven't done that. I'm certainly going to look at that myself. It sounds brilliant. Thank you so much. So, what should I have asked you today that I didn't, Jim? And your answer, please.
Yeah, one of the key questions is, what is the value of a brand? And so there are a lot of people out there who, they don't care. They personally don't care. They're like, if this product does this thing, I will buy it. But what they need to realize is they are not their client. They are not their prospect. So some people need that level of trust. And that's what a brand does. It builds trust and it opens doors. So even though I've worked for a lot of companies, worked with a lot of companies that are engineering focused. So it's a lot of, I built this great product. Of course, people are going to buy it, but you need to kind of change that mentality. And small business owners can fall into this also, where it is, yes, you've got this product, but you need to build the brand so you can build the trust so that people know that what you're saying, this product does A, B, and C, that they can trust that the product's going to do A, B, and C, and then deliver results X, Y, Z for them. And that's really the secret of a brand that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, fantastic. And look at that. We've still got a little bit of time to spare. Not much, a few seconds, but I think you've packed it in there. A masterclass in branding and marketing. Thank you so much for doing that for us today, Jim. I'm going to stop the clock because I still have one more question to ask you outside of our Goldbusters format, but it's still part of what we do on everyone. And I did warn you beforehand it was a two-parter, but I'm going to make it a three-parter because just to be fair to our listeners, you have your book on display, which the people watching this on the video can see. It's called, is that The Visual Marketer?
The visual marketer,
The
yes.
Visual Marketer. So I'm going to unashamedly ask you to unashamedly plug it because it looks and brilliant and sounds wonderful. And I'm a total book geek and it's all about what you do. So that's obviously going to be something that I have to ask you. And secondly, how can people reach you if they want to get in touch with you? And thirdly, is there, I always ask this point, is there like a valuable free resource they can get from you as well? Because I'm greedy and actually because that's also a very good way of finding out more about what you do. Because sometimes people need to dig a little bit deeper before they feel comfortable getting in touch. So away you go, Jim. Tell us about the book.
So the visual marketer is for marketers or business owners that are that have to create their own visuals. A lot of folks are now using Canva or using AI to create their visuals, but they don't realize, yeah, the template you're using is the exact template that every other business is using, and for businesses that don't have access to professional graphic designers. So I wrote the book saying, here's all the basics of design that you need to be able to use these do-it-yourself tools. And it's really helped people because it goes through a lot of the basics of what design is, why people react to certain things, and then how to design things to elicit the reactions that you want, right? It's the basic core of marketing. And so that's available on Amazon, on my personal website. You can find me at Jim MacLeod on most platforms. I'm most active on LinkedIn and Threads right now. I've been active on X and Instagram and a bunch of others where I'm at Jim MacLeod there too. But LinkedIn and Threads is where I spend the most amount of time. And then for something valuable that people can look for, if they go to jimmacleod.com/templates, and that's JIMMACLEOD, because if you're listening to just the podcast, MacLeod is not spelled the way that it sounds, /templates, you will be able to get a free resource that will transform your Canva templates in 10 minutes. It basically gives you a checklist of a bunch of things that you can do to take your basic Canva templates and make them great eye-catching assets that will stop people from scrolling and make them want to learn more about you and or your product.
Wow, sounds like you're giving away almost everything, including the kitchen sink there, Jim. That's fantastic value you're offering there. And that book sounds fascinating, and you're quite right. Everybody thinks these tools are very powerful, and they are, but they're churning out the same content to everybody. And so you do need to add some expertise, human expertise, to make a difference. All right, so Jim, thank you so much for appearing on Goalbusters today. It's been an absolute delight, and I've said it already, but I'm going to say it again, an absolute masterclass.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
We really enjoyed having you on Goalbusters too, and thank you again. And remember, everybody, keep goal-busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.